Welcome to this video. I don't even have any specific topic that I want to talk about, but as I was showering just now, I realized why I do this and why I want to continue to do it. 1 second. Should be better. I was sitting there in the shower, cold water was hitting me, and I thought to myself, like, why should I even continue to do this, and why do I even do this? Make these videos, and now post them on YouTube also. And then, there was a bunch of random thoughts coming to me. And then my mind kind of went quiet for a second. I was, every time I, do sort of meditation, I always think of the words, take no thought, which Jesus said, which you can refer to as a practice for meditation, is to take no thought and to just quiet the mind. And when you hear a thought, kind of just shut it off if you can. It's easier said than done, but, we are capable of that when we at least give ourselves the time to stand still and go within. And so it's easier to do in meditation than obviously, in your daily life when you're doing activities and stuff. And so I was sitting there. I told myself to take no thought. But I kept questioning, like, why do I do this? Why should I continue to do it? Like, what outcome am I looking for? And then a quieter voice came into my head and just kind of gave me these words. I express myself out loud and freely so I can learn by observing what the divine wants to say through me. And I just kept repeating that to myself for a while in the shower. I express myself aloud and freely so I can learn by observing what the divine wants to say through me. And I really like that, actually, because I've realized something. Like, I'm not trying to, preach anything when I make these videos. I'm simply sharing my experiences and the things that I'm passionate about learning. And I realize when I make these, I learn more about the things that I'm learning about. As you teach, you learn more. And that's why there's this, intimate relationship between the teacher and the student, because simultaneously, like, you're both the teacher and the student. Like, you should be learning from both. And it's even the parent and the child, right? Like, what's the saying? Like, only, like, no one's going to teach you how to be a parent besides your first child. Like your child teaches you how to be a parent, right? And so that's a very important aspect of, becoming a father or mother, is how to parent. And who else teaches you how to do that other than the child, really? You learn and adapt. And so I thought to myself, like, that's a beautiful, like, little thing to think about as I make these videos. Like, I do this so I can express the things that I learn about, and so the divine can come through me freely and openly. Because if you never give yourself to express, anything, express the things that you're feeling inside of yourself, then you're never making yourself open and available for the divine to come through you. And, you can call it divine, you can call it whatever you want, or for creative ideas to come through you, simply, and for any type of ideas to come through you, a business idea, right? Like, if you don't, like, express things freely and openly, then you're not, giving yourself enough room for those creative ideas to flow through you. And so that in of itself is the sole reason why I'll continue to make these videos, even if no one sees them, and I don't, my ego doesn't get satisfied from them. it's not about that. It's about me sharing the things that I'm learning about freely and openly, so I can learn by observing what the divine wants to say through me. So I just wanted to share that. I thought that was beautiful, and I kind of read it in a book too. It's like where it kind of like came to mind. In the book, it was talking about how if you teach, you're gonna learn more from teaching, because something's gonna flow through you. Eventually, something's gonna start flowing through you and giving you the words, and that you never thought you had, giving you the thoughts that you never thought you had before. And so it's about just, expressing yourself freely, and, honestly teaching, because the more you, quote unquote teach, the more you'll learn. And at the end of the day, we're students of life. And so, yeah, that's all it is. That's why I make these videos. That's why I share my experiences, is because it gives me a chance, and it gives room for the divine to be able to flow through me. And we're all vessels for the Creator. We just don't make ourselves available, right? We have to allow ourselves to be open and to make ourselves available. A lot of us are closed off to that fucking gateway. And so I don't want to close myself off, and that's the sole reason I make these videos. And so continue to express anything, whether it's writing, music, drawing, working out even, like, it's really anything. But it's also when you're intentional about it too, because we could do these things and a lot of people don't set the intention, and it's more on an unconscious level, which is fine. But if you're more intentional and have the awareness that, okay, I'm doing this, so there's some sort of higher power consciousness that will come through me and express itself freely, and therefore I'm able to learn by that, and continue to grow as a human. Yeah, that's it, I think. All right, peace.